Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and I think it's been time to do another Overwatch waifu tier list. Now, there's been a couple characters that have came into the game since the last time I did this. It's gotta been at least like a year or two by the last time I've done this. But yeah, I got sent this one. Has some interesting images. I don't know. I don't know if I base it off the images because I think Anna's the big one here because the Anna Young skin, like as her like I maybe like 30s, I think maybe 20s. It's hard to say. Like Overwatch age on the skin is not very well seeable, I guess. But maybe we'll do it to make it even more difficult. But yeah, so how I do tier lists here is that we put them in order the best way we can, obviously, and every single tier has to have even amount. So I will have to make the difficult decision of putting people lower than they deserve to be. So it's almost like a ranking type of thing, but it is hard for Overwatch. I don't think there is a single person on this Overwatch roster, even the one or two that I don't really like. I honestly, it's still amazing. They're amazing and beautiful and stuff. So just get into it because this is gonna be difficult. So you see this Anna skin. Anna as younger makes it a lot more difficult. She's absolutely stunning. So I'm gonna put her in B as my baseline right now, and then figure it out from there, which is going to be extremely difficult. Next up is Ash. Honestly, I guess B again. I mean, obviously, I know there's going to be people higher, and I don't really know what to do, so I'm going to put B and then hopefully not have to change it. Next up is Brig. I would say the only reason why I'd put Brig lower is I think Brig is one of those characters that's just kind of cute, and obviously anybody would be lucky to date Brig, but there's other people that you would be even luckier, I guess. I really don't know sometimes how to rate these the best way I can when there's just so many characters that are just good looking. Like that's the worst part of all this. I guess I'll put Brig in C. Obviously, this is where a lot of people turn off the video, but yeah, it's difficult when you have to make these balanced as humanly possible. Again, balancing the tier is the hardest part of the tier list because if you put them in the way you have it, I would have everybody in S and A pretty much, and it would be super easy to be like, oh yeah, this is just the best. Next up is Diva. I think Diva slipped a little bit for me. I think she's still pretty high up there, but like I think there's just so many other characters. Um, I guess I'll put Diva in A. I mean, it's hard, really hard to say it. Next up is Freya. Just because Freya is so new, I think I could probably put her a little bit lower than I would normally. I guess I'd put her in C. She's still very gorgeous, but her character herself has some issues, so maybe that's where we gotta put her. Next up is Alari. I think Alari is pretty cool. I'd put her up in A. It's more of a, I guess, a personal choice. Next up is Muscle Mommy Junker Queen. I don't know how you put her any less than S a lot of the times. Next up is Juno. Juno's a weird one because Juno's just a cutie, but like also Juno is just good in general, so it's kind of hard to where to put Juno for me. I think just looking at everybody on the list, there's just so many good characters. I put Juno up in the B. Obviously, everybody is great, so it makes it harder. Kariko, obviously, a Kitsune, so it's a little bit of a softer spot for me, so she's definitely going to go S tier. Next up is May. May is S tier. Like, easy. That's like easy call. Obviously, there's so many people, and this is always so difficult. Next up is Mercy. This is another one that probably will get me killed, but I'm gonna put Mercy. I don't honestly know. I guess I'll put Mercy in B. It's just so difficult with all the characters that come up here. Um, yeah, you just kind of have to nitpick in your brain. Mercy's fine. I just not necessarily my type, I guess, compared to everybody else, but I would still be a lucky ass man to get somebody like Mercy. Next up is Mora, one of the few that I can actually just put in the bottom. She scares the crap out of me. Not really my type because of that. Yeah, I could put her down in D. Next up is Farah. Farah's always been one of my favorites. I'm gonna put her up in S tier, knowing that I don't have enough space up there that I'm gonna have to reshuffle at some point. Next up is Sojourn, just for the whole hell of things, I'm gonna have to put her in C just because again, there's just so much to do. Next up is Sombra. Honestly, I like Sombra's look a lot, but it's like when you have everybody here, I think she unfortunately goes a little bit lower. I'd have to put Sombra in D for me, unfortunately. Next up is Symmetra. Again, just because of how everybody else is here, it makes it a little bit more difficult. I put her in C so I can balance it out a little bit better. Next up is Tracer. Honestly, Tracer would probably be one of the bottom characters. Tracer and Mura have always been kind of the bottom for me. Not that they're like bad looking at all. It's just compared to everybody else. Tracer's comes to just being her characters being a little bit more annoying than everybody else's, and you kind of have to nitpick when you get to this. But yeah. Next up is Widowmaker. Widowmaker is just super fine. I'll put her up in A just because that's the only space I have. And then I have Zarya next. And I only have space in A or B. Let me see if I can move some people around because this is difficult. I'll move Mercy up to A. God, this is difficult. Zarya's not bad. I don't think she really even has like great of skins, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. Maybe move Sombra up and maybe move Freya there and then put Zarya in D. Yeah, so this is my very difficult way to balance it. It sucks. I kind of like sometimes to I mean most of the time I try to do this balance as possible. It's hard because characters are meant to be gorgeous in this game and meant to, be liked. So honestly, I could say that pretty much all of these characters would be in A and S tier if I just had to pick and not have to worry about anything else. And even the characters that are in D probably still be pretty high up there because they are still pretty cool. Mura just scares me more than anything, which is pretty valid. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed updated list of the Overwatch waifus.